Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. Hey, in this video, we're going to be talking about fusion rifles specifically, and their role in PvP right now. Are they good? You know, can they hang in the current sandbox and the current meta? And you know, the thing is, shotguns are so prevalent right now because brainless works with a shotgun. You do not have to be, you know, fully mentally engaged in the game in order to play decently well with a shotgun. Shotguns are very forgiving. You can play brainless and it can work. Fusion rifles are not like that. Brainless does not work with a fusion rifle. You know, with a fusion rifle, it really comes down to two main things. It comes down to positioning and prediction. You need to position yourself correctly, and you need to predict where the enemy is going to be if you're going to be getting kills with a fusion rifle and you're going to be playing well with the fusion rifle. So it's not that they're bad. It's not that fusion rifles are bad. It's that they're unpopular because you have to be engaged. You have to be mentally engaged. Brainless does not work with a fusion rifle. So if you look at the stats right now on things like Guardian.gg and you're looking at a weapon popularity, fusion rifles are pretty freaking low on the list. And the only reason that they are where they are anyways is because Telesto is a powerful weapon. If Telesto was even off the field, you would see fusion rifle usage just so far down on the list of weapons that are being used in the Crucible right now in terms of popularity. Not in terms of effectiveness, but in terms of popularity. They are just downright unpopular you know, options for people to run. So again, it's not that they're bad, it's that you have to be engaged. So if you're willing, you can, I mean, you can do some crazy stuff with fusion rifles. I've been vooping consistently this week, and I got to tell you, I mean, I'm racking up more gold medals this week than the past couple of weeks combined. I've had like 4 or 5 Ghosts in the Night, you know, the Phantom medals with running fusion rifles this past week. I've had tons of Wii rans. I mean, it's been an absolute riot now that I'm really in the groove with fusion rifles. And you know, fusion rifles, they're just so unforgiving. If you miss, you're dead. That's usually how it plays out. If you miss your Voop, you're dead. So having a fusion rifle that's very consistent in the neutral game, I think is most important. A lot of people are out there chasing you know, for example, the Tempered Dynamo, the new raid fusion rifle. The curated role on that is backup plan and rampage with a range masterwork, and that's not a bad role. But the thing is, both of your perk slots are being taken up by perks that have to be activated. They don't affect the neutral game, right? You have to stow the fusion rifle and then whip it out after a set amount of time in order to get backup plan to activate. Rampage, you need to get a kill in order to activate it, and then you have to keep the snowball rolling if you want to keep rampage stacks on your dynamo. And that's the thing, like, both of the perks are activated perks. They're not things that are just there helping you in terms of the consistency of how your fusion rifle is going to perform. That is why I prefer other roles. I prefer things like tap the trigger, or threat detector, or under pressure, right? These things are just going to, they're just going to generally, across the board, increase the overall consistency of your fusion rifle. Those are the perks that you should be seeking, not kill clip, not rampage. You might like those things, but fusion rifles don't need extra damage. That's not what they need. What they need is consistency. If you are consistently hitting the bolts, you're going to be getting kills. You don't need extra damage. So that's why I really like my role on my Aaron Till, which I'm using in a lot of the gameplay here, which has threat detector and also has tap the trigger on it. And it's also got a stability masterwork, so it just doesn't move too much, you know, in terms of recoil. It's just so incredibly consistent. And I even threw an Icarus mod on there so that I can add that vertical dynamic to my gameplay and not suffer for it like you typically would with a fusion rifle. So if you're willing to pursue the right roles and then apply the right armor and subclass perks, you can really make some pretty filthy builds. I know people hate the one-eyed mask, and I never used the thing. I just didn't really care for it because, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't find it in quick play to be all that helpful. Every now and then I'm getting you know, some health and an overshield back, but I mean, quick play plays fast enough that one-eyed mask is only moderately helpful. But that changed with fusion rifling. I think that one-eyed mask was, oh my goodness, it was made for fusion rifling, because when it marks somebody, that helps dramatically with pre-firing and pre-charging. you know when they're going to peak, and then you can just pre-charge the burst as they're approaching a sight line, and then let it rip the second they step into it. Man, it is so good for that. The other thing that One-Eyed Mask does for you is, with fusion rifling, you don't get the first shot. That's not how it works. You know, typically you're charging it up while they're peppering you with something. They're going to get the first damage, which is perfect for One-Eyed Mask, because that means if they're going to activate your vengeance, you're going to get the kill when your fusion rifle goes off. Then you got the overshield, you know, and that's just going to set you up for the next engagement, so you get a snowball rolling. So One-Eyed Mask is so good for fusion rifling, and I will admit, I feel, you guys know me, I don't tend to run meta things, but I feel no remorse running One-Eyed Mask with a fusion rifle, because using a fusion rifle means I'm putting in maximum effort into gameplay. And so coupling the One-Eyed Mask with it is just such it's a perfect combination. I feel no remorse using it. Honestly, use whatever you want. You know, sometimes I'll moan a little bit if I go against a 4, 5, 6 stack and quick play of Not Forgottens and Lunas with Dust Rock Blues, and you know, it's annoying to play against, but at the end of the day, I'm not mad at the player. They can play with whatever they want to play with. They put in the effort, they got those things. If they want to play with those things, they can. They're playing the way they like to play, and who am I to dictate how they are allowed to play or not allowed to play? So One-Eyed Mask is great. Devour, I ran a lot of Voidwalker with Devour. It's so good for fusion rifling, because like I said, you're taking a lot of damage when you use fusion rifles, because you're charging up while people are peppering you. So Devour works really well with that to get health back after you secure the kill and set you up for the next kill. Foe Tracer, also pretty good. Foe Tracer, like One-Eyed Mask, is going to track opponents, but they don't have to hurt you first. So you make contact, you know, eyesight contact with them, and then the Foe Tracer is going to mark them. You can trace their movement and pre-charge and pre-fire a corner, sightline, whatever, as they peek it. So I gotta tell you, fusion rifling it's really good. It is a really good option. It's just gonna take some effort on your part. You have to, like I said, you have to be cognizant about positioning and predicting where the opponent is gonna be. That is what makes a good fusion rifler. So definitely look out for a well-rolled Aaron Till from the Gunsmith, Tempered Dynamo, even the Elatha. The Elatha is actually a really good fusion rifle as well. Look for these things and check the rolls on them. You may like Rampage and Kill Clip, that's fine. I would say I do not. I would say steer away from those rolls. You want something that's going to make this fusion rifle more consistent for all of your gunfights, not just the ones after the ones you win, if that makes sense. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I think fusion rifling is a great option. I would encourage you to put in the effort to learn how to use them and use them well. And yeah, best of luck to you in the Crucible. I hope to catch you there. Bye.